The PSAK-47 plastic side folder. Let's talk about it. Hey, before we get into the video, this is actually a few days later. I've already done some upgrades to it. But literally the second day I had it, after I filmed this video, my rear stock broke off. Now this is the folding stock kind, of course, but as you can see, it just broke off just by opening. I didn't do anything crazy to it. I just opened it and it broke off. I contacted Palmetto State Armory, and they said you could send it back and they would fix it and send it back out. And I was like, well, you know, I don't want to send my gun and have it away for a month and a half or 2 months and then get it back and then it still be a crappy designed, crappy made side folder. If you can tell, the metal that this is made out of and the metal that the rear trunnion is made out of is two different metals. I trust the rear trunnion. I know it's billet and all that kind of stuff. I don't have a problem with that. But this actual hinge piece that would go into the stock like this, you know, that's the problem I have. That's the piece I have. So in the meantime, I'm going to, and once it gets in there, it's actually kind of in there, but I'm going to get some epoxy and put in there and stick it on there, and that's going to be what I do until my new stock comes in. I wanted a triangle folder anyway, and that's what I'm going to get, the metal triangle folder. I actually ordered it for like $106 shipped from Apex Gunworks. So we're going to see how that goes. But customer service, they weren't really helpful. They did give me a $30 refund because they said they could give me a $30 refund because this was blemished. But as far as like sending me out a new stock for myself or sending me out a metal folder for myself, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't give me a refund or send me any parts. They had to have the gun back, put the stock on, then send it back. But like I said, I'll just take the $30 refund, and I'm just gonna get a metal folder and be done with it. So that's that. Here, continue with the video, but keep that in mind. Okay. Here we go. The reason I'm making this video is because I wanted to watch a video about this gun before I bought it, and I couldn't find any. I could find some about the PSAK Gen 2. However, I could not find any about the folding stock kind. Now this is the polymer folding stock one. However, they do make a triangle folder, which I would have rather had. However, they're not in stock right now. This is the blemished version, and I'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. But just to go ahead right off the bat, I'm very satisfied with this rifle. This is the third AK-47 I've had, and I think it is the best. Now, I haven't ever had any really nice AKs, but this is definitely the nicest one I've ever had. I've had my first rifle ever was a Wasser 10. I paid like $450 for it, like my 18th birthday or a day after when I bought it. And you know, the problem with this, it was just clunky. The action was very rough. The safety was very rough. And bought another Wasser later on, a few years. That was probably 2011. I bought my first one. The second one I bought somewhere around 2015, and then I also had a Century 545 gun. But let me just talk about the first thing that comes to me when I opened up the box to get this rifle when it came in. First thing I thought was, wow, that stock is small. Like, not just short, but it just seemed thin to me. And one of the things is that it looks kind of thin when it goes in because of the locking mechanism. But I like the stock. It's very nice. Feels good. It does have a place to put your cleaning kit, and the button to unlock it. And I'll talk about here in a second. You'll see this is not closing. That's just kind of a problem. I'll talk about it. That's the only problem. But as you can see, I've already put a Magpul grip on it and an Ultimac rail, which it had these, which is just the standard stuff. Okay, so the second thing after I noticed the stock is I went ahead and folded it, right? Well, push that button in right there. Comes over. It latches into this latch right here. And then this little button is out. And then, I mean, you can pick it up by that, it's fine. Then to open it up, press the button in. And I'm gonna talk about something. See how I'm just gonna barely pop it. And it's locked in. It's locked in fine. But the button is kind of shallow. I can press it just with my thumb and get it to close again. But let me show you something. If I really sit back and I slam this thing, you know, I really slam that side folder back into the slot. I can no longer press it just with my thumb. I've got to get some kind of tool to get it. That is a great thing to me because and it's very, very easy to unfold. I mean, no problem whatsoever. You can slam it and it's easy, or you can barely lock it and it's easy. Which, to me, if this is set up like this, you need to get it really fast open. But you don't need to be quick to close it. So, I mean, if you need to, take out the magazine. And close it. But this stock is very solid. I mean, you are absolutely, if I can't do it with all my pressure, I mean, I can do it like right here because it's not closed very good, but if I really slam it with all my force with my thumb, I can open, which is great because this is the side of the gun that's going to be up against your body, and I don't want this button to hit and then the stock going down. So the other thing I noticed is the finish. I mean, the finish on the rifle is just so nice. I mean, this is a blemished one, but man, I can't find a blemish, and I'm convinced that the blemished part is a marketing scheme, because I know of people that are super picky about their rifles, or about anything they buy. You know, they want it to be perfect, right? Well, the non-blemished ones, I'm assuming, are perfect, and I'm assuming the blemished ones is a way to sell it at the price you want, but to not have those people complain when it's not perfect, because this is a fighting rifle. But I mean, I can't, maybe something somewhere, but I can't find anything. Just scouring over it for 15 minutes, I couldn't find anything. So the blemish thing is kind of a marketing scheme. I've heard people talk about that, and I can confirm. Okay, so it does have the side rail, which does add some weight, and I'm not going to use this side rail most likely, just because I've decided to go with an Ultimac rail. I'll show you this video right here. I'll put on the screen, or this picture rather, of the Rifle Dynamics AK. That's the look I'm going for. So as you can see, I've already replaced the Ultimac rail and put a Magpul grip on it, and it's already got a folding stock. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the front end conversion, which will be taking off the front sight and gas block and putting a Venom Tactical bolt-on one right here, which will save me some weight on the front end. And then I'm going to get a nicer flash hider or muzzle brake, and I'm going to call it good. But another thing I wanted to talk about right out of the box is I took the safety, and I expected this thing to be rough. But look at this. Oh, like butter. I cannot say anything else better about this safety. Man, like this is how I want my safety to feel. Man, so nice. One thing that's kind of funny about it is they put the full auto stop on it right here. If you don't know, this would be semi in a real AK, and then in the middle would be full auto. So I'm assuming this is safe, fire, and then automatic, I guess. But of course, what's funny is I tried it on both of these. At about right here, it'll fire. Everything past about right here, it'll fire. All the way up is safe though. Okay, let's. I just noticed I did not put this down. Okay, so this right here, most of all of the other AKs I've had, this was a pain. You had to actually have a tool to take it up, which is not a bad thing, but this is a lot smoother. But when it's in that detent, it's not going to like come off from shooting, I can tell you. But man, this sight power is very smooth. The straightness of the gun, that was one of the things I looked at when it came in. Seems like a very, very straight gun. If you don't know, sometimes cheap, poor quality control, this can get canted because it's pressed onto the gun, and the sight block can get canted because it's pressed on the gun. And also the barrel can be put into the rear trunnion kind of off, but everything seems to be good. Okay, on to the action. I love the safety. On to the action. The action is very, very smooth. Like some of the cheaper Wassers I've seen, you can pull the thing back and kind of leave it, and it'll kind of do that. This one doesn't do it as easy as those do, as like the Wassers or the Century. It just feels so smooth. If you hadn't have messed with like a Wasser or a Century or something, you wouldn't know how bad it is, but how good this is. But at any rate, this is a very smooth action. There's not much more. It comes with a PMAG or a Magpul PMAG. This is the MOE version, so these are like $10 to $15. These do not have the metal locking lugs on there, so these are the cheap ones. If you are going to buy Magpul PMAGs for the AK-47, you're going to want to get the Gen 3 kind that have the metal on, because Magpul has a good name, but if you're going to do serious use, you need to get the better ones. I've actually ordered 3 Bulgarian slab side mags and 3 South Korean steel mags. So those both had pretty good reviews, and they were both about $10 a piece. So there was some cheaper ones for like $4 or $5, but they all had bad reviews. And there's more, of course, Circle 10s and all kind of Bakelite ones that are like $50 a piece. But anyway, this is just such a nice, smooth, well-finished gun. I don't have anything bad to say about it. And another thing to think about when you're buying an AK is how well is the mag catch or mag release paddle. How hard is it to, is it too easy? Is it too hard? No, this is perfect. It's like butter, but it still has some tension on it. So there's nothing really I can say that's there's nothing really I can do. I mean, I can't do a $5,000 or 5,000 round torture test on this gun any better than the AK Operator Union, Robski. What you need to do is you need to go over there and you need to watch his video. That 5,000 round test will convince you to buy this gun. And one of the things I was concerned about is like, is he getting paid by PSAK? Maybe he's holding some punches because they're sending him a free rifle or something. Let me tell you right now, that was a legitimate test, and it passed 5,000 rounds. It's good to go. Like the RAS-47 by Century and the IO AK, the other 2 American-made AKs, they're trash. And on the internet, still, this will get some trash just because it's an American-made AK. But even diehard AK fans will say, if you're going to buy an American AK, buy the PSAK Gen 2, and you'll kind of be pretty well off there. So I plan on doing a lot of training, a lot of shooting, and I'm going to do some more updates to this after I do the front end and after I get some more rounds down range. Another thing is that I'm probably going to put a triangle side folder on it, just because I love the way the triangle side folders look. But anyway, I'm assuming this pin right here will come out, that's in here, and it'll all be fine. Oh, and the trigger is pretty good. It's not a two-stage, so it's just same pressure all the way through. It has no wall it comes to, so it's the same pressure all the way through. It's pretty smooth. You can, if you want to, go right here and polish this up. But I mean, it feels pretty smooth to me. Like I'm just so impressed. Having owned, this is my 4th AK I've owned. I'm just so impressed at this price point. $5.99 side folder. The quality, it just doesn't get much better than this unless you get a true, Russian AK or some Romanian or something, Polish, whatever. But anyway, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you'd like to see a different view or something, but like I said, I'm making this video because there's literally no other video on YouTube that talks about the side folder PSAK. So anyway, y'all have a good day. Thanks.